Alrighty, so you'll notice the camera is very close to me. That's because I'm in my little MX5, which is tiny. It looks like a little toy. But I'm heading off to my new obsession because we've got beautiful weather, and I thought, what the hell, this is a great excuse to peel the roof off, which I'm going to do right now. And head off to take some photos. Alrighty, let's go. This car never gets boring. I actually had one of the very first MX-5s, well, not one of the very first ones, but I had an MX-5, the first model, the NA 1.6, back in 1993, I think it was, and I loved that little thing. It cost me a bloody fortune back when I didn't earn much money at all, but boy, I had some good times in that car. Drove it to the snow with the roof off, go for long drives in the middle of the night. It was just an awesome little machine. And it's taken me a couple of decades to get one again, and I love this thing. So we've arrived. Let's go have a look. It's pretty hazy, but let's get the drone up and let's see what we can get, huh? Should be fun. I gotta say, this was a fun thing to arrive here in. Hopefully I can sell it to my son when he's old enough. I certainly won't give it to him. I'm a big believer in kids working for what they want. I worked for everything that I wanted as a young man and as a kid. From about the age of 8, anything I wanted, I found ways to make money, and I bought my own stuff. But it's a fantastic little car. I love this thing. I just drove over a really hard-edged pothole in this thing, and there was an almighty bang that came through on the left wheel here. But I got down on the side of the road with my glasses on, had a look at it really carefully, couldn't see any damage to the tyre, any damage to the wheel, or any damage underneath the car, although it is very hard to get your head right under, but hopefully it's all right. But I've driven it in a very spirited fashion coming down here, and there were certainly no issues. So hopefully it's going to be all right. This is definitely going to be a long lens shot. We'll have a go first with the good old 70-200, and then if need be, we'll go to 400. Not going to need the lens hood because I'm not looking into the light at all. All right, let's go have a look. It's so beautiful and peaceful out here. Hopefully there's no snakes here. It is getting into snake season now. Alrighty, what do we got? Yeah, I think 70-200 is going to be perfect here. Not that many places around here where you can get a clear shot of it while the park is closed. So I have to make do with this. And hopefully as the sun sets, we're going to get some lovely light. As someone who does a lot of graphic art for a living, I know that it's tempting to allow software to decide for you, or your camera to decide for you, when the horizon is level, but sometimes the lay of the land just tricks the eye into thinking that even though the camera says it's level, it's not level. So I rather just use my eye to set the camera according to what looks level, because that's more important, because being technically correct is not as important as being aesthetically pleasing, if you know what I mean. So I'm glad I had a chance to actually go around and see the rocks from a few different angles. The spot that I actually had in mind that I found on Google Maps was pretty much on the western side of it, meaning the sun would hit it directly and there wouldn't be as much light and shadow and texture. And, you know, something hit directly with the setting sun, whilst beautiful to the eye, can be quite flat in an image because it just lights everything, like a big flashlight. But side lighting like this, you get those beautiful textures in the rocks and the light and shade. It's much, much more beautiful. All right, so that's it. I got a whole lot more than I bargained for, I think. I came out here expecting to get some nice shots with my R5 and my 70-200 of this incredible rock formation. But what I ended up getting, I think, and I'm discovering this more and more lately, is I got some shots with the drone, with the DJI Air 2S, that you just cannot possibly get with a stationary camera on the ground. So I have a feeling that my best shots, in fact I'm certain that my best shots are going to be shots from the air with the Air 2S, but I'm still very keen to see how the shots from the R5 came out, and if they're okay, then obviously I'm going to show them to you here. So I've come back to Hanging Rock again. I want to see if I can get some other shots of it from the drone. I left my ND filter on it last night, so it wasn't ideal. I'd like to shoot it properly again. Trouble is the lighting is completely different this time. This time we've got overcast lighting all around, a couple of small breaks in the clouds, but this time where I've parked myself, I'm pretty much pointing straight into where the sun is going to set. So in terms of still photography, this is not ideal because I won't be able to get the rocks being lit from the setting sun from here. But I do plan to do most of my photography with the drone, but I am hoping that by standing here, at least I'm away from a busy road, so that's good. But also I might get some of that low sun backlighting some of the trees on the edge of Hanging Rock on this rocky outcrop. So that's why I've set up here. Right now it looks very, very dull. I'll just give you a bit of a look. So this is how it looks right now. The light is clearly very flat and dull. You can see I'm behind a high wire fence. This is one of the service road entrances for the people who manage the park. But given that it's only 5:40 p.m. and the sun doesn't go down for another almost 3 hours, I figured I would get the drone up, fly around a bit, see what I see, and if the sun does break through those clouds a bit, and it is getting a little bit brighter, then I might just be able to get a couple of special shots with the drone. These days I'm finding that some of the best shots I get are actually with the DJI Air 2S. It's got a fantastic sensor on it, it's super stable, the dynamic ranges are excellent, you can shoot in DNG format, so in RAW format, so you can pull out that shadow detail and work with the highlights. You can bracket shots automatically from the drone. It really is fantastic, and whereas before a drone was something that you predominantly use for video, and you could sort of get by at a pinch doing stills with it. Nowadays, some of them are so good, like the Mavic 3 and the Air 2S, that you can actually use it as a dedicated landscape photography camera, an aerial platform for photography, and I absolutely love it. I've been able to get shots of this and other scenes that there's just no other way you could get unless you rented a helicopter. So I'm going to be using it more and more for landscape photography. Anyway, let's get it up in the air and see what we can get.